So I'm going to start by telling you all a story. When I was a little girl, perhaps 8 or 9, I hated PE. I hated sports. And what I really hated was picking teams. The dreaded moment. The teacher says, today we're playing rounders. Jill and Jane are picking teams. And so I would wait to be chosen, knowing I wasn't going to be picked. Who's going to pick me? I can't catch a ball. I can't throw one. I would be left till last, and the unlucky team would get me. Knowing I'd much rather be doing anything else than standing at the very edge of the rounders field, hoping the ball came nowhere near me so I didn't have to move. Sometimes I was even lying down. I don't care about sports. Maybe when you're thinking about inclusion, you're thinking about picking that dreaded rounders team. And to do better at inclusion, you just have to pick that last person, me, first. Or change the picker. Or randomise the picking. Or change the game. And that certainly is one way of thinking about it. But right now, I'm going to start by thinking about belonging. When I was a bit older, 17, 18, I didn't have to do PE anymore. Yay. Instead, I did singing. And I was clearly feeling brave one day, and I decided to try out for the school musical. A musical that involved singing. So I can definitely do that, but don't worry, I'm not going to treat you all to a rendition today. Acting, which is a challenge because my memory is so-so. And dancing, which I definitely cannot and should not ever do. But anyway, I did the audition. I read some lines, and that went fine. I'm pretty sure there was dancing, but I've blocked it out. It's really in the back of my memory. And then I did the singing, and that went well. I got offered a part with a solo. Despite my complete inability to dance and my mediocre acting, my strength meant I got the part. By focusing on my unique skills, which was singing in this case, and just not taking into account or looking over the fact that I can't dance, my weaknesses, and not making me feel bad about them, I was able to contribute to the musical. And that is an element of belonging. By valuing the input of an individual, their unique skills and attributes, we're starting on a path to belonging. Doesn't that sound like a better version of inclusion? For my day job, it's easiest to describe what I do as project management. Basically, that's organising a whole bunch of people to deliver an output for a customer. So let's say that we are creating a report for a customer and we need a new visual or image. No one currently on the team knows how to create that. So I go out and I find someone else to do that. And we make this report for the customer. And now, a group of people who were previously unconnected have worked together to create something of value. So, for that to have worked, for me to have found someone to create that visual, I needed to already know about that person and also understand how their skills and attributes can be applied to the project that we're working on. How do I include those people who would otherwise be excluded? People from minoritized backgrounds, people who are different from me, people who I might not normally meet. Last year, I was approached by someone to help them with a piece of work. They wanted the input of a black person on a marketing type thing that they were working on. So I said yes. We met for a coffee and a conversation. After that, we kind of randomly kept in touch via email. And then one day, I needed help with something I was working on. It turns out that this person was perfectly knowledgeable and uniquely connected to support me with a project I was struggling with. We worked together and created something that I'm really proud of. We still then kept in touch, still quite randomly, via email. And over the course of those conversations, we came to understand that we have a lot of shared goals and struggles in common. We began to understand each other's unique skills and attributes. And now we're starting to think about something I never imagined, which is kicking off some different projects and exciting things. And these are conversations that would not have been possible if I hadn't said yes to that initial one. By having that conversation, it opened up a doorway to innovation and collaboration and understanding, a doorway to a little slice of belonging. Imagine if I could get more of that. Well, I have. I have had very many similar and very many different conversations and open doorways. And so, could you? Social media is self-perpetuating. If you watch lots of videos about cookery, you're going to be seeing a lot more videos about cookery. If you like some posts about dog training, you're going to see a lot more dog training content. And real life is a lot like that too. If you're not careful, if you're not deliberate, your friendships, your workplace, your running group is going to become full of variations on the same person. You have to purposefully choose to interact, involve, include different people. I've got a little confession. When I started my journey to creating a network, I didn't know anybody. I knew the few people I worked with, and that's about it. And then I discovered something. To get to know some different people, all I had to do was try. To ask for introductions, to go to some different places and events, to reach out to people on purpose. It's really easy to underestimate your own impact, your own power. I know I did, and I still do, underestimate mine. But you do have an impact. You have power. For some of you, this might be the first time you're thinking about inclusion or belonging. For some of you, this might be your prompt from any of the talks that you've heard tonight. One of them might be your prompt to go out there and do something. And I hope it is. But there's something else that you have to bear in mind. And that is responsibility. A while ago, I was talking to a young lady who worked at a company that had a real culture around drinking. Social events would be at the pub. If people went for lunch or dinner, drinking wasn't just permitted, it was encouraged. You could drink in the office, and on Monday mornings, when everyone came back to work, they'd be talking about how drunk they got at the weekend. This young lady chose not to drink for religious reasons. For her, conversations around alcohol, being around alcohol, was really problematic. But obviously, there are also people who choose not to drink for personal, health, social, any numerous reasons, right? For those people, it would be impossible to engage socially at this workplace. They would be left out of events. This young lady was left out. They would be made fun of. She was made fun of working with adults in a job. She did miss out on opportunities for conversations with senior leadership and management in a social setting, the type of things that actually lead to better job opportunities, new cool projects to work on, and ultimately, a promotion. In any aspect of thinking about how to include somebody, you also need to consider the barriers, the things that might make it difficult for that person to fully engage with you, to be fully included, and to feel that sense of belonging that we all really want to have. If you're going out there and you're saying, I want you, come to this thing, I don't know, event, party, club, knitting group, whatever it is, you also need, as part of that conversation, to be finding out if there's anything that's going to make it difficult for that person to come and to fully engage and participate in the way that you would really want them to, so that they can get the full value of whatever it is that you're offering. A city can feel like a place full of barriers. A mini world full of people, and none of them are like you. Going into a new place, if it's a gym or a bookshop, can be terrifying, especially if you think or expect that you're going to be the only person like you there. But I've got news for you. Somebody in that place will be the picker. Sometimes we are all pickers. You, if I could point to every single one of you individually, you are a picker. So if you want to see difference in the place where you are, wherever that is, you have to go out there and talk to some different people. Truly get to know them, understand them, and then bring them along. So as I come to the conclusion, it's time for the big reveal, and it's a shocker. I can't do this. I can't do this alone. An inclusive city, an inclusive place needs you. Why don't you go out of here, put yourself in front of someone you wouldn't normally talk to, and see where that link takes you.